Hello, everyone, and welcome to an interesting episode of the Craftcast. My studio that I typically go live in, I guess. I mean, can you say that for us?
Sure.
There's nothing typical about us.
Well, not about this program, about this thing we call a production, but
Right. So the area in my craft room that I usually use has been taken over by my husband, and I'm so happy because he's redoing my background.
yeah, I was gonna say let's put this into some context here. I'm pretty sure it was requested.
It absolutely was. I absolutely hated the curtains since day one that was in my background. And I had an opportunity and a break in my schedule, so I took it. And so it's going to be down for a few more days. But we're here in the other part of my craft room. Some of you may recognize this from my older videos. This is my Kallax unit or Expedit, depending on when you purchased it.
And it's been hacked.
Oh yes,
many times.
It's definitely been hacked. It's been hacked a lot. In fact, it had to be like kind of reconstructed when we moved down here. JP had to like reinforce it because it is IKEA.
Yeah, well, that was because JP didn't want to listen to me, but that's another moment for another day, I think. I do want to, before we get too much further here, I do want to take a moment and wish Olivia a very happy birthday. I love you, and we'll see you soon.
Olivia, for those of you that don't know, Olivia is my stepdaughter, Tim's daughter. She turned 13 today.
That's right.
So
the last
happy birthday.
Teenage girl we'll ever raise.
That's right. Thank goodness.
Good Lord.
So where's everyone watching from tonight? Please let us know in the live chat.
They're already ahead of you. They got some checking in from North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Delaware, California, Riverside, California, Arizona.
Riverside.
Yeah, everybody's
Is that Amanda?
rolling in.
Is she here?
Who?
Amanda.
That's actually Barbara Culpepper's in Riverside.
Well, they should be friends because they are both in Riverside.
Oh, maybe they already are.
And Tana, I see Tana saying happy birthday to Liv. And Janet, and lots of other people. So today, we have Sara Scraps. If you don't know who she is, you should definitely check her out. Her stuff is in my description box. She's waiting for us to come and interview her, and we're gonna do a little scrapbook page, a 3x8 scrapbook page. But first, I wanted to share with you, there is a new stamp company, completely new to me, and I wanted to share it with you because it looks so wonderful and fun. They have these awesome new products that I wanted to share with you. So Pigment Craft Company, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's the Pigment Craft Company.
The Pigment Craft Company.
The Instagram, right?
Right. So
Right,
on
there you
Instagram is where I found them, and one of the products that is sneak peeked to be released on April 1st is like a tea bag set where you can like make your own tea bags, and that is just...
What do you mean make your own tea bags?
Yeah. Like you can...
I mean, I'm asking a legit question.
Well, it's like they're stitched. They're stitching dies where you can
like
cut.
you're actually making tea
You
bags
can
to drink
use...
from them?
Yeah, you could.
Really?
I mean, I don't know if you'd want to like put it... I guess you could.
Well, I'm not sure. Do you have appropriate tea bag
I don't have
materials
tea bag
here?
material. I would have to find out. Like, it's probably some type of filter,
Look, I
like
don't
a
know.
coffee filter. Anyway,
We might have sidetracked here.
we'll find out more, I'm sure,
take it
on
back to
April
this.
1st when it's released. But Pigment Craft Company is the company, and they have the most delicious designs on Instagram. So I just had to share it with you.
Delicious.
So please take a look. I left their info in the description box as well. Did we do all of that stuff?
You know what? I don't think we did.
It'll
Yeah.
be there
It's
sometime.
not there yet. It'll be there before
It'll
we go
be
to
there.
bed, though.
It'll be there.
This was one of those things where you said, hey, I have that all filled out.
Yeah.
And then I stopped listening to you.
It's okay. So, now that that's taken care of,
Consummate professional.
we have Sara Scraps on Zoom, and she's muted right now. So, but let me tell you, I met Sara the most interesting and fabulous way. I was on my way to my very first creativation. We were flying out of BWI, and she's up in PA, so she drove down, and we ended up sitting right next to each other on an airplane ride to Creativation. So, of course, we became best friends. And so she is with us tonight. She's going to share with us some scrapbooking project. So, hello, Sara.
Hello.
So, tell us about yourself. For those of you that in the live chat or watching on replay that don't know about Sara Scraps.
Sure. Okay, first of all, as an aside, I have tea bag material here.
See, I need that.
Well, I mean, how was I supposed to know?
There is such a thing.
So when they go live, I'm going to need that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, my name is Sara Scraps on most everything, all kinds of social media. I have a YouTube channel and a website. I'm on 7 design teams.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I
Busy
don't
girl.
count. But I think last time I checked it was 7. I work behind the scenes for Spiegel Mom Scraps. So I'm not on their design team, but I am the design team coordinator, and I am the owner of Jody's, like, her right-hand girl. I do all their Instagram and marketing and newsletters, and I design sequins.
So is that 8? So you're on 7 teams, but then you're kind of working for an 8?
Maybe. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Count.
That's a lot. You're a hard worker. That's way more than I could ever possibly imagine to do.
So I have a YouTube channel. I've been creating YouTube videos for 5 years. I just launched the YouTube Perks, and I'm using that platform to host all of my classes just to keep it easy and all in one place.
Oh, neat. I don't even know what that is. YouTube Perks?
YouTube Perks, so it's like a paid subscription. People can sign up, and it's kind of like Patreon, but on YouTube, so it's all on the same platform.
Right, because people were leaving YouTube to go to Patreon, so YouTube got smarter.
Well, sure, they found a way to monetize individually monetize their content instead of...
So that's fabulous.
Yes, I enjoy it so far.
How do you do all of that? And you have children and a family that you take care of.
I do. I have a 14-year-old boy that I homeschool. I have a big house. I have 3 dogs.
Oh my goodness.
I also have an adult child that still lives at home. He has autism. He's 20. We all work together.
Right. I need to come take some lessons from you.
We plan everything out. We all work together, and we just get it done, whatever we need to do.
So what project are we going to work on today?
Okay, so there are a couple things that are big. They're what I do. They're what I talk about. They're what I discuss. It's kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, but so I'm really big into using your stash. That doesn't mean I am anti-shopping. I'm the biggest shopper and enabler you would ever want to meet. But I'm also a big fan of using what you have. So when Koren said she wanted to do a scrapbook page, I said, well, what size do you have available to you? Because I don't want you to go buy stuff if you don't absolutely have to. I am a huge fan of using card making supplies, stamps in my scrapbook. I don't believe that there is a scrapbooking community and a card making community. I believe there is a paper crafting community. And I think that those communities can work together seamlessly. I think there are tons of supplies and products out there that are card making that are perfect for scrapbookers to use. And I think there are amazing products out there that are scrapbooking products that are perfect for card makers to use. And I encourage everyone that is a scrapbooker to try card making. And I encourage everyone that's a card maker to try and put an album or a project together.
All right, so if I could ask a question.
Okay, and then I'll divulge a secret.
Because it really is a function of my ignorance.
Okay.
But is there a substantive difference between making a card and making a scrapbook that perhaps is more complicated than what I understand it to be? So I guess what I'm asking you, is there some intimidation factor that's out there for those that are accustomed to doing one thing to doing something else? And if so, why?
This is a great.
I think that there is to some extent. Now, I am by no means a professional or like the be all and end all that's going to answer this question for you. But from what I have learned, from what I have seen, from what I have talked to, people that make cards are a little overwhelmed by the size of scrapbooking projects. So many of them feel like you have to go 12 by 12. But that is not the case anymore. There's so many sizes and so many dimensions. You can make a memory album and you can make it whatever you want.
Right.
The other thing is, when you're going the other direction, a lot of people get overwhelmed by the idea of like all their pictures and where do they need to start? Where do they want to start? You know, how do I pick a picture? How do I pick a project? And the other thing is that for a scrapbooker, when you begin a project most of the time with a photo and journaling. Whereas in card making, you kind of have more of, you know, well, I'm going to stamp this little critter and color it in. And it seems like there's maybe a little bit less pressure because you don't feel that connection to what you're making. So you're not using a photo that's special to you, and then you have to come up with journaling. So it's, but I think that there are pros and cons to both, and I think both are really important. And I'm going to show you, everyone here today, how you can make a scrapbook page using primarily card making supplies, and don't be scared.
I can tell you that it's a commitment issue with me. To make a card, you just need to make a card. Like, that's it. You're done. Okay? A scrapbook page is part of a larger project. Okay? So when I think about sitting down to create, I can sit down and create a card and be done. Or I can sit down and create part of a larger project, which I never start because that larger project is overwhelming. Okay? So I have all of the products. I have 12 by 12 scrapbooks. I have Project Life scrapbooks. I have 8 by 8 scrapbooks, 3 by 8 scrapbooks, 6 by 8. I mean, I have it all because I want to do this. It's just, it's a time thing. Like, I sit down to create something. I have a short amount of time before I have to run off to do something else. And card making fits that time better than that larger scale product or
right,
project.
but I think the message really should probably be that it all fits in that window. It's just a matter of how you plan it. You know,
right.
You understand
like,
you
I
can't do a full
better.
20 by 20 tile in one sitting. Like, you can
right.
do one card in a sitting. You have to understand that it's got to be a proportionality to it. But I don't know, I guess I always kind of found it strange that when I met people, especially as I've dabbled more and more into your side of the world here with the lives and whatnot, that I've found people who will introduce themselves as a scrapbooker, or they will introduce themselves as a card maker, but it seems like there's not a whole lot of cross-pollination between the two, yet all of the tools are the same. All of the products are basically the same base. They're just a little bit different formats. So.
And that's getting better right now because slimline cards are exactly the same as what we're making today.
Yes, they sure are.
Okay, so if there are people out there that are struggling with the scale or the size scale or the change, slimline card products right now is the best way to kind of do like a crossover, because 3 by 8 is what the last scrapbook that I bought, because I thought maybe that would be it. Maybe the smaller scale will tip me over the edge and really get me to do this. It didn't.
You're exactly right. I have been experimenting with slimline dies in Traveler's Notebook spreads, which are just a tiny bit larger than 3 by 8, and they are so much fun.
Yes. So, I mean, right now is the greatest time because all of the slimline products, and there's stencils right now, and there's dies and stamp sets that are perfectly sized for these things. So now is the best time.
And
show me what we're doing.
And real quick, just to try to close it out, Cheryl actually had a pretty logical response. She said that she started out as a scrapbooker and then started card making to utilize her scraps. Like, that's a logical transition to me.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, on to what you guys want to do. Enough of my prattling.
That's okay. Let me get my overhead camera up here.
Is there a lot of questions is there any questions in the live chat?
No, I mean, but we, just a lot of folks saying hello to one another. A lot of the familiar people. A lot of people we already know. A few new folks.
I have a lot of... So Sarah told me to prepare for this by getting a photo that was 2x3. So I printed this, and I have 2 options. Okay, so I want people in the live chat to tell me which way to go. I have 2 options. So photo number 1 is of Tim and Dex in the snow. So can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
We're using the webcams right now, so they're not as great as the last ones that we had. And then there is a Disney version. I had to put a Disney version in the mix. So I have this one of Dex and all of the goodies that go with it in the Disney version. So what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see some Disney products or maybe some wintry snow type products? Let me know what you think. I could go either way.
Right. You try to convince them or me. Right now it's split.
I see it.
Oh, look at you being on top. Fine,
I'm kind of watching. I'm seeing.
Right, I'm gonna let you do your thing then.
It's like half and half. Oh, it's like really
That's
half
what
and
I
half.
expected. No more snow.
Yeah, that's what I tried desperately to find like a summery, like nice, but I couldn't pull that together.
It looks like winter's pulling ahead here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No more snow. Well, we can have a little bit of snow. Let's do the wintry one. Since that one seems to be the little winner here. Okay, so I have this winter photo. What else do I need, Sarah? Right now.
We're going to start your project off with the shaker portion because that's just the one that requires the most tools. And I know we both have our fuse tools nice and hot. So you want to start with your sequins.
I got these that happen to be designed by Sarah. These are awesome. I'm sure they're not showing up on the camera, but they're like the brown and white ones. They're called Winter Wonderland.
Lay them out, babe. There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. As good as it can be, I suppose.
All right, and I need my page protector.
Page protector, but you don't need that white cardstock. You only need 2 pieces of white cardstock. That extra is going to be for a slimline card later.
Okay.
Your sequins, and then your fuse tool.
I got it. And when I use my fuse tool, I like to use this Staycation. What is it called? Station? Make Art Station from, I think it's Wendy Vecchi.
Yeah.
Making that up.
No.
I just have a glass mat for mine. Tim, I'm going to count on you to tell me if I'm way out of focus on my desk.
I mean, you can, you're right now, as far as it's cropped well, you could probably pinch in and pull in the zoom if you can.
Yep.
The craft room, Simon, is coming along. It's just slow because we do it in, Tim's time that he has. And that's like no time. So it's coming along slowly.
Yeah, we do things in time.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is the station has because it's metal, it tends to like grab this Project Life little tool for the heat tool, the fuse tool. So it makes it really easy to kind of hold it in place. So I just want to tell everyone that little tip.
I'm just going to show everybody. So I'm going to be working in this album. This is a really great album from Citrus Twist. So it's a rain-bound album. They're called Life Crafted albums. They're really small and they're perfect for a beginning scrapbooker.
What was that called again?
It's called a Life Crafted album, and they are from Citrus Twist Kit. So I'm going to use some Dreamland sequins. And Koren, you're just going to put your sequins down in your pocket in your page protector. You don't want it too full. You want them to move real nice in that pocket.
So would you say like maybe half or a quarter?
Half, and then put it down on your desk and kind of just move them around. And if you want more, you can put more. My page protector is a little bit larger than yours, so I'm going to go ahead and use the whole package.
Just slap it in there.
Just slap it in there. I might go the whole thing too. I'm just going all in.
Now you can put anything you want in this page protector. You can add some embellishments if you wanted, like little die cuts or little shapes or really anything. We're just going to add sequins to it this time just for ease of creating.
Okay.
And then we're really simply just going to fuse the top of the page protector closed.
Look at all the concentration.
I usually burn myself, so.
Oh, neat. This will be fun. We're live. You're not allowed to cuss. Don't burn yourself.
That's why the concentration.
You're going to sound like Joe Pesci in Home Alone. Frigid.
Oh, yep, I burned myself. Ow.
Just shake it around a little bit. Make sure that it's good and sealed. It's not going to come apart or anything.
Yeah, we got this. Perfect.
Okay.
It's crooked, but it's sealed.
It has to be perfect. No one's going to miss.
We would expect nothing short of crooked.
Is that all the fusing we're going to do? Did she hear me?
What'd you say?
Is that all the fusing we're going to do?
That's all the fusing we're going to do.
Okay. Thank you,
So
dear.
if you look at your album page, you should have your two page protectors, and then this pocket page is going to go in the middle. So it's going to turn like this.
I got it. I gotcha. So I'm going to have like this.
Right.
Okay.
So keep that in mind while you're creating,
Okay.
that you're going to have that sequin pocket in between your two pages.
Okay.
Okay. First page, start with this one on your left or right, whichever one you want your photo to be on.
Okay.
Now think of your photo the way you would think of a stamped and colored image, one that you want to be the focal point of your page or of your card. Think of it as a slimline card. Your photo is your focal, stamped, colored, beautiful image. Where do you want that photo to be?
Anywhere.
Well, where does
tend
it
to
feel
go.
best to you? Where do you like the look of it?
See, I always, like, if this were a slimline card, I don't know. Because I wouldn't pick an image like this size.
Okay, so how about we put it either at the top third, so in the top of our page,
Uh-huh.
or right smack dab in the middle.
All right. We're going right in the middle.
Now you can take your 6x6 paper and grab a pattern that you like.
So I was thinking I could play off the trees in the background, or the snow. So I grabbed wood and trees and snow. So I don't know, when you're thinking of a page, do you incorporate the photo or the color scheme? Like, how do you, I know if this were a card, I'm not looking at the people in the, like, I'm not looking at the photo. I'm looking at the critters or whatever I'm trying to make in the scene. So if
Exactly.
Tim and Dexter are my critters, then I'm going to try to put them in a scene or whatever their environment is. So that's why I went with trees and wood. Does that make sense?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly. You're good.
So,
to mat your photo in that's going to complement your photo, not clash color-wise. And you just want your the paper you choose to kind of accentuate or complement your photo. So you don't want it to blend in and disappear, but you don't want it to clash.
So how much of it is going to show? Is it just like a matte?
Yeah, it's just a matte, so it's just going to have a little copper color behind your photo.
Are we all just going to pretend like she didn't just call me a critter?
We are.
All right.
I'm going with the brown.
I think brown is awesome because it goes with your sequins.
Yeah.
Keep in mind you have your sequin mix there too to pull colors from.
Yeah. So I'm going with brown.
Because you want the sequin mix to go with your pages. You don't want it to, again, what's the word?
Compliment.
Look weird.
Be conflicting.
Conflicting, that's a good one. Clash. That was the one I was thinking of.
Okay. So should I, because now, when I first started scrapbooking, I would stick the photo on the paper and then just kind of cut out the paper around it. Do you guys measure? I can't hear what she's saying. Did you mute her?
She didn't say a word. I'm laughing at you. Y'all know what a ruler is over there on the scrapbooking side of things?
Y'all scrapbookers, do you guys measure?
No ruler needed.
Okay. Because, like, I don't know if I could be...
All we need is just put your photo up in the corner of your page so you have a nice kind of even border around and just trim it down. I don't believe in that.
This is not going to work. There we go. I hear it. The tape runner.
No, she's got her little guillotine.
Oh, she's... Okay.
She's already trimming.
She's ahead of me.
Yeah, man.
Take your time. I'll wait for you.
No, I like to give her a complex. It's not nearly as much fun if she's not panicking.
Oh, that's not too bad. Look at that. All right. Okay. Not too shabby.
That looks lovely. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place a 1/2-inch strip. You just eyeball it. A 1/2-inch strip down the right side of the page. So it's going to kind of anchor your photo. And then that area we have above and below that still white cardstock, we're going to stamp some images and we're going to decorate or embellish.
Okay. So you want a 1-inch strip down the side.
Yeah. Since you're doing a 6x6 paper pad, what you want to do is you want to just make 2 strips that are about 1/2 inch or so wide. Just make them both the same width. And then we're going to kind of Frankenstein them together so they make one long strip.
So, but I don't want it to be the same pattern.
No.
That's not too bad. All right, I'm going with trees.
Wood and trees. Roberta says she likes Sarah's way of doing it. No math needed.
Oh,
I need a different trimmer.
Speaking of the sidewall, you should see all the math that's written on there. I'm pretty sure Corey ran away. There's like degrees and over on that wall.
Oh, you covered them up, but I was going to take a picture of it. I wonder if I could find...
You got it.
Like I have to like find the where it matches up.
You really don't, because you're going to place your photo over part of that, so it doesn't have to match perfectly. If it doesn't match perfectly, just cover it up.
It doesn't match perfectly.
Just slap it in there.
Just slap it in. Do that. Do you remember creative memories,
on your
Sarah?
page with the photo on it, or do you want to wait, or do you want to mark where your photo is and then stamp?
Okay. Do you remember creative memories?
Do I remember them?
Yeah.
I was a creative memories consultant for years and years and years.
I'm sure
before
they
I
still
discovered
exist.
all of the online stuff.
Yeah.
I created and taught and did all kinds of creative memories classes and workshops and
What was
everything.
that one? Was that the big heavy thing you used to carry around?
Yes.
Oh.
The little wheelie bag.
Oh yeah. That's as much as I know about it. Was that wood stamps? Heavy.
No, they
That
actually
thing was
didn't
heavy.
have
That's what I
stamps. They
remember.
had like pre-printed designs that would come and you could like put them all together, almost like ephemera.
Why was that thing so heavy then?
Well, I put stamping supplies in it. Okay. Now
you
I'm
can
gonna.
use a pencil to mark where your photo is, and then stamp, or you can just stamp right on the page with your photo taped down. Up to you.
Are you scared?
I don't know what I'm gonna stamp yet.
She's scared.
I pulled like a bunch of things because I wasn't sure what we were going for. And I don't want any of them. I want snow.
Do you need me to find something for you?
No. But I'm going to look for it real quick.
Well, all right. What are you going to stamp?
Stamping?
Yeah.
Sarah, what have you got on your project?
So I am working on a book journal. So I have a book that I read on my page, and now I have two sets of stamps. One's from Journal of Life stamps, and the other one is from Wild Whisper, and they're both like book themed stamps.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan on stamping one kind of stack of books below my photo, and then I'm going to actually stamp it again on a piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to fussy cut some of the book bindings with the pattern paper to make it look cool.
I need to pay more attention to her project.
Does that make sense?
It
yes,
made sense
but
to
I
me,
need to watch it.
but I'm not sure because I can see you. She's looking at her own thing, so it's easier. It's easier for me to follow along because I get to see what both of you are doing. But
so above your photo, just put your title, whatever you want it to be. It can be a stamp title. It can be a whatever. If you want to use alphabet stamps and make your own title, if you want to use a pre-made stamp that has
like a sentiment strip or something.
What would be a good title for this photo? They were making snowballs. So when you think of a title for your page, do you have to first think of like why you want to scrapbook the page in order to have a title?
No, in fact, a scrapbook page doesn't even need a title. I am not attached to titles. I'm attached to journaling, but not jive titles. So it can be anything. You can have a title that says Winter Wonderland. You can have a title that says Snow Much Fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can always, if you're at a loss for a title, go to Pinterest and in the search bar type snow toddler t-shirts or whatever your photo's about, and then add toddler t-shirt to it, and you will get the cutest, funniest titles ever.
It just gives you a G-rated series of puns for little kids.
You do get a series of G-rated puns for little kids.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, I want to see what this is going to look like.
And if you don't want G-rated, then just put
Then ask me.
no t-shirt or something like that. T-shirts are the best places to get titles.
That's too dark.
I'm going to use caffeine cooler ink if that helps you.
Did you hear her?
Yes, she
Okay.
said she's going to use some CP inks.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to get something that matches the light blue in her sequins, and I'm not getting it because I don't think I have anything like that. It's like a gray blue.
Let me go with navy. That'll make the title pop a little bit more.
You want to look at it?
See that?
Yeah. That's hard. That's not picking up on the down facing as well.
No, it's not. I mean, you guys aren't going to be able to get the colors, but
So just to catch up, looks like we have a late guest that's asking for a quick catch up. They're making a shaker style scrapbook page. Is that right? Is that fair to say, Sarah?
Yeah. And we're doing a 3x8 because that's the size of the album that Koren has.
yes.
And we're talking about how similar it is to doing creating slimline cards.
All right. I'm going with speckled egg, even though it's not really the right color.
I love speckled egg.
You know, for the interest of, moving forward, you just needed to pick a color I was about to. So.
And I want to see hers. Can she hold up? Because he has a nice big screen. Hold up your project so I can see what yours looks like. I love it. Okay. So where did you stamp?
I didn't yet. I was waiting for you.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
stamping.
so you're holding her up.
I'm just adding a little bit of like snow in the upper
Excuse me.
white area. And I would love to think of a cute title. And of course we're live on YouTube, so nothing's gonna come to me right now. But
Well,
Don't force it. Just come back to it.
maybe that would be cute.
Have a look through your photos or your...
So what you guys are actually witnessing in real time is what she usually does over the course of about 5 days with a little tiny notebook. Like this is the thing that actually gets filled out over a series of several days. Because she will crucify herself over decisions like this for days.
Don't divulge all my secrets.
Days.
I have a little notebook on my desk that I write ideas as they come.
Look, I can't say anything. I have like 5 books. I'm the book carrier. I'm bad with it.
That's like one of my books.
Yeah.
I have more. I want, okay, so right now, I want small letters, but I don't think I have anything small enough to fit on this orientation.
Do you have the stickers?
These are my thickers.
Oh, no, not stickers.
Not thickers?
No. Maybe real bulky.
Oh, yeah.
A sticker or a small stamp would probably work best because those are really big for the scale of your paper.
What about like a pre-printed sentiment strip? Do you have any of those that are winter themed? Something like that maybe is small and quick?
I can look. Because I'm holding everybody up.
Well, I just know, look, at the start of this season, you said, look, I want you to try to help me get in and out in an hour. Can you try to do that for me? And I said, yes, ma'am, I'll try to help you do that. And here we are, the third production, and you're acting like, there's no such thing.
That's why I told you to handle it.
Well, you want me to throw things at you?
A lot of
There's
these
plenty
are...
of stuff over here too.
Where are the two bags?
And if you hit a wall or you hit a thing you just, you don't like your title or whatever, walk away. There's
I think she
harm
found
in
something.
coming back to it.
Maybe.
I'm actually just opening this to see if there's anything else in there.
Those are the Simon Says stamps, the little like cut apart pieces.
Yeah, these are awesome because
actually a super cool idea.
yeah, you can also foil these. They're printed on the toner ink. So
I don't have a laminator, so
yeah. There was a lot of good suggestions in the comments. The downside, folks, is that she doesn't have a series of stamps small enough to actually make out more than 3 or 4 letters.
Koren, I'm gonna send you a link to some nice, lovely, tiny stamps.
Okay.
Oh, I like that one. Up to Snow Good.
Yeah,
See, that would be perfect, but
yeah.
That's
that's what I'm saying. There's been so many good ones, like Snow Much Fun, Snow Buddies. Like there's a bunch of them, but
it's hot down here.
Just Koren, jot a couple down on a piece of paper, set it aside. We'll add some decor to both of your pages and some journaling, and then you'll be done, and you'll be on time.
Yeah. So, yeah, just continue with the project, and I will harp over this.
Forward.
I'm just going. So I took a couple of pattern papers. I'm stamping some books on some of the pattern papers, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them out, just the insides of them, and then paper piece them back onto my page.
Beth said, "Do you hate your handwriting?" I don't. So. She has nice handwriting, actually.
Now it's been hard because with frozen shoulder, the muscles in my arm and it goes like the damage goes all the way to like my fingertips, the muscular issues. So it was hard for me to color and hold a pencil for a long time last year. And so like my handwriting has changed a little bit because of it. I don't know if that's happened to anyone else, but because I had to kind of like make up for limitations, my handwriting has changed. And I'm not sure it's for the better. I think it's sloppier now.
Well, I have no room to talk.
So, and then this one's cute, but it doesn't fit on the thing, so I need to stamp it on another piece of paper. Which I wasn't prepared for.
See what I mean? Days.
Doing great. She's doing great.
We so enjoy giving each other a hard time.
Well, it says I love you so much, and that's super cute, and I want to use it.
Well, you go on with your bad self.
I like that. That's cute.
Do you try to do masculine scrapbook pages when you're scrapbooking your boys?
Depends on my mood. Sometimes it also depends on my journaling, because some pictures I feel like I can just make pretty, but some pictures like of my oldest son with his VR headset on, or something like that, then we're definitely going more masculine.
Do you think of pictures based on a certain like theme? Do you get some supplies that are, say, video game theme, and then you try to get a photo that goes with them, or is it the other way around?
I would say the other way around.
So I would say, is your journaling, is that come first and the art second, or is it vice versa? Do you develop your imagery based upon what you're journaling, or do you kind of cultivate your journaling around what you've created?
So I have certain pictures that I have definite stories for, and definite 100% journaling. And for those stories, the journaling comes first. Or I'll have an idea for a story, and then I will go out of my way to take the picture I need to tell the story.
That makes sense. I guess if you have something specific you want to say, you find a way to say it.
I always say, though, that I don't force journaling. And with being on as many design teams as I am, sometimes my projects have to start with product first. And when that happens, then I may just choose a photo that I like and scrapbook it and not worry about not even journaling.
Janet just asked, do you typically scrapbook in chronological order or pull a picture out and scrapbook? Like, is there, do you have, I guess what she's asking, kind of a similar question would be, is there a process where you kind of have a beginning, middle, and end to the overall thing? So you're going to do, like, she's working on, something from the winter. Would you then follow it up with a spring and a summer and do things in chronological order, or just as the... I guess part of the question, at least for me as I understand it, would be, again, like she says that she's got this commitment issue. I think there's this big heavy feeling about scrapbooking being some type of weight or some type of rule, or I guess the question is, what do you think your best practice is when you put that stuff together?
Okay, so first of all, there are no rules in scrapbooking. Absolutely none. You want to scrapbook chronologically, you can scrapbook chronologically. You want to scrapbook all over the place? Scrapbook all over the place. Don't let that stop you from taking your photos and your stories and putting them onto pages. I would say best practices would be to date everything you create. So whether you're keeping them chronological in an album, whether you're scrapbooking them and then putting it into an album chronologically, whether you're doing something that's not chronological at all, if you are using a photo that has people in it and a time period, put a date on your page. And that kind of helps to keep you from needing to do things chronologically. I do not scrapbook chronologically in any way, shape, or form, but I do store my albums either by theme, and even if it's by theme, they are stored even loosely chronologically. But I do not scrapbook them that way. I hop all over the place. I also do a lot of heritage scrapbooking. So I inherited from both of my grandparents photos from the 1910s and the 1920s.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm slowly working my way through all of them. They're in like museum boxes, archival boxes, and I'm slowly digitizing them and then scrapbooking them along with the stories that my grandparents told me about the people in the pictures.
That's awesome.
So
that's amazing.
When you're doing something like that, you don't always have a specific date. You might just have a year.
Sure.
Or you might just have a person and you have to look at around their surroundings, get a feel for where it is. I've also done a lot of like looking up my ancestors that I have pictures of to at least get a day for when they were born and when they died. So
My dad actually traced our family back quite some time, and we were the only Wiskmans in the United States for, well, we're pretty much the only ones here now. There's not many of us. It's pretty unique. I think there's only 2 families or 5 families or something like that in the country. But it's I always found that to be really interesting as well. Just I really, not that it has anything to do with who you are. Just it's kind of like where it takes you on a journey. Like through like the history, you start to learn about what people went through, how they were living, those types of things. It's not so much just about figuring out, and you almost forget that there's any tie to your own family, because it's like, oh, look at how this person was living 330 years ago.
That's true, very true. I have so much fun with my heritage pages, and I have so much fun before I even start or sit down, like, to kind of do some research online, and I always end up finding more than what I expected to find. So yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy that kind of project. But again, that project has its own album and a theme. It's not in chronological order.
Right.
So I think the important part is that if you're scrapbooking your family, your events, just get a date stamp like this put a date on all of your pictures, even if it's on the back of the page. So you can do a whole scrapbook page and then just flip it over and date stamp the back.
That's a great tip.
That's like my biggest. You can scrapbook in any order you want, grab any photo you want, tell any story you want, and just date stamp it.
It's funny. I fell in love with photography when I was just a little kid, probably 12, 13, 14 years old. Had an old 35 millimeter Yashica single lens reflex camera, and that was how I learned how to take photographs. And there was no way back then. There was no onboard file storage. There was no way to know how to, when you took the photo. And then once you'd process it, you'd process your negative, and then you'd end up with a negative that didn't have a date stamp on it. And then you'd expose the photo from the negative, and then you'd have an exposed photo with no date stamp on it. So we would always have to handwrite the dates in anything if we wanted to have any recollection whatsoever about what it was or where it was taken. You take a picture of a bridge, and it was a great picture in 1993, right? But you go back there today, the bridge is gone. I don't remember where it was, so it becomes just another picture in a box if you don't put a date on it.
Exactly. I do think that that's a big thing. Like, definitely make sure that your photos are, number one, printed, because otherwise electronic printing will only get, or electronic storage will only get you so far. I really believe that. And it's important to print your pictures.
Well, even...
And then if you scrapbook them, or even if you don't scrapbook them, date them.
Yeah, even with digital, like, they just end up on a drive in a drawer in, like, next to my desk. That's where my photos are. So the ones that I've printed are in my face ready to scrapbook, but there are several that I want to get to that are in that drawer, but because getting to them is a pain in the butt, they're less likely to get scrapbooked.
Yes. I work from home, and I know Koren just got the same awesome, amazing printer that I have.
Yes.
Where was I? I was somewhere, and she called me, and she said, "Tim, it's in stock." And I said, "Here's the credit card number." I'm so tired of hearing about this thing not being available. I didn't even ask her how much it was. I just said, "Buy it."
Oh, I thought it was a good deal. It's like, hey,
please, for the love of God, will you please buy this thing?
See, so Cheryl has a good... Cheryl says you can stretch your title across 2 pages. See, I don't think that way as a card maker. I always think as, like, this is the front panel. So that's something I have to teach myself. Our discussion question this month is supposed to be about using the stuff in your stash. And I know we touched on it a little bit, but before we have to finish up, I want to make sure that you get everything out, because I know you're passionate about using your stash. So
yes, I am.
Tell me, like, what are your best tips about using what's in your stash before you go out and buy something new?
Okay, so first thing I would say is I am a little bit of a planner nerd, so I don't want to say I'm like crazy, but at the beginning of every month, I go through all of my papers and all of my kits, and I pull out at least 2 that are old, and then I make it my goal to use that product up throughout the month. I also host a video series with a bunch of other YouTubers called How to Kill a Kit with Style. So at the beginning of every month, we have a video hop, and we show kits we've pulled together ourselves from what's in our stash, and then we use that kit throughout the month. I usually set a goal of creating so many pages with the kit, and then, or emptying a package of something. And then at the end of the month, we do another hop where we show off how much of our kit we've used. I also have a Facebook group, which is called Rediscover Your Stash. And in that Facebook group, we have a monthly product focus where we pick a product. This month for March, it's letter stickers. And we say, okay, everybody pull out all your letter stickers and let's find ways to use them up. And so for one of the videos this month, I did a page where I filled one of my scrapbook pages with thickers, all different colors, all different styles. The thickers I don't have valves for anymore. And then I gessoed over or white acrylic paint and made them part of the background as a dimensional element as opposed to using them as letter stickers. So we do stuff like that. But like I said, I am in no way anti-shopping. Shop as much as you want, but use your stuff.
Yeah.
And if shopping stresses you, don't shop. We also hold spending freeze months in our group. So every January and every June, we host a spending freeze. So for that entire month, no one buys anything. We have some exceptions. We allow, a cheat day here and there. It's not super strict, but we also encourage scrapbook companies to sponsor challenges. We do giveaways. And the idea is to do that. Get into your stash and use it.
It sounds great. Can you send me an invite to that? I get a lot of group invites every day. So make sure you tell me about it.
And I'll put on it, Koren, you want to be in this group?
Yes.
And also, while we're talking about links, yes, Tracy just asked if we were going to have links to all of our stuff. Tracy, we didn't get a chance to put together the description box before this. Actually, that's not a lie. We had all day to do it, but we didn't. And you can say whatever you want to say about that. I'm very happy that we didn't. Because we had a nice relaxing afternoon. She got a nap. I watched a documentary. It was just a nice relaxing rainy day.
So Koren, I will tell you that I love your page. I think it looks fabulous. On the left side,
yeah. So
I'm not one to pull titles across. That's not my style. Mm-hmm. You totally can. It's just not. It's not my style. But what I would say on the other side, all you need is maybe a little bit more embellishment, and then you're journaling. Right. So just draw some lines. Use a ruler if you want. If you have one of those stamps that has lines, mm-hmm. and then just do a little bit of journaling and a little bit date and maybe a little bit of embellishment, and that's it. You did it.
We'll see if it gets finished. You have to stay on me.
It's going to be done because I'm going to bug you.
Yeah, I was going to say, please make sure that she does it.
The last episode is still not painted.
Because that was... Hey, look, before we run out of time here, y'all started talking about something and then...
I'm like trying to like, what are you doing? Finish your scrapbook page. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, look, if it's up to me, I mean, we can just sit here. She can work on it all night. But
no, because then there will be things upstairs that I have to clean up. An hour is plenty of time to leave him up there.
We have a skin puppy. Other people have fur babies. We have a skin puppy.
Right, my skin dog.
Skin dog
is upstairs.
How about if we set a goal?
I love that. I can do that. I'm goal oriented.
Thursday morning, I'm going to post my finished spread onto my Instagram, and I'm going to tag you, and then you are going to post your finished spread on Instagram.
On Thursday.
That's reasonable.
Let me write this down.
So while she's writing, you both now have the same printer, and there was some interest. Judy wants to know what's going on with the printer, and
Sarah, please tell them about the printer because I'm sure you'll be able to
Roberta
speak
wants
about it
to
much
know
more than me.
Well, Berta's got a question for you. She wants to know if you
sorry.
got the pro version. Did you get the pro version?
Of?
I don't know. She said, "Is it the pro version?" I assume she's talking about the printer.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Sarah, tell them about our fabulous printer that we got at the same time.
Okay, so the printer is, I'm going to walk away so I get the numbers right.
It's machine. That's the Happy Do one.
TS9521C. It's called the Crafting All-in-One printer. It is a wide format printer, so it prints anywhere from 12 by 12 all the way down to 4 by 6 photo.
And really, well, I used my Epson, the little Picture Mate, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the Epson.
Oh, the Epson. That's what I used to print my photo, and then I compared the two, and the new one it's just a little bit nicer. The print of the photo is just a smidge nicer.
It's so good, that printer. It prints amazing pictures. Get the Canon Pro Platinum photo paper. Is
Okay.
it Pro Premium? I think it's Platinum. It's Canon Pro Platinum photo paper. It prints the best photos.
I was just gonna ask you, do you like glossy paper or matte paper?
This is
for
the
your
one
photos?
that Amber talks about all the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Roberta, it is the one that Damask Love talks about all the time.
Yes, that's the one.
And it's hard to
Printer.
get. I've been trying to get it for like 2 years. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating.
I wasn't kidding. She literally called me or sent me a text or something and said that, oh my God, this thing's in stock. And I was just like, get it. I am so tired of hearing about it. Just please get it.
I was with Koren on that one. My husband owed me a 22nd anniversary gift, and as soon as I saw that it was there, I'm like, this is my anniversary gift.
I love it that other people live the exact same way that we do.
Well, because I really don't need a gift at all. So
Like,
if I could just get what I want and make it easier.
It was probably I don't know 7 or 8 years ago with the YJ. Her birthday was coming up, and I was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And she was like, "Tires." I said, really? She's like, "Yeah, I want 33-inch tires for the YJ." You got tires for your birthday? It was great. And I was like, I told the guy at the shop, I was like, I'm buying my wife tires for her birthday. He's like, you're gonna be divorced in a week.
Nope. So, thank you so much for coming and showing us how to put together a little scrapbook page and telling us all your tips and tricks about shopping your stash. And I promise we'll have the description box links in the description box.
And Thursday, did we establish a time Thursday? Is there a
She's gonna tag me.
Oh, so it's going to be at her discretion whenever she's done. She's going to...
I'll make it later in the afternoon to give Koren some time.
Yeah, I usually don't get done with Dex until like 3 because I'm homeschooling him as well. So I usually don't get done until like 3 in the afternoon.
So you scrapbook and you paper craft around the same times I do. So it'll be in the evening. I'll post it in the evening.
Okay. All right, I'll be ready.
I think your page looks amazing, and I think you
I'll
should
be
keep
ready.
going and print out more pictures of Dex and Tim, and have a little Daddy and Me album going.
I have. That's what I wanted. That was what I was going to reveal to everyone. Like, I have all of these albums that I started, and have like 1 or 2 pages in, and then the rest is blank.
I think we need a video series or something to push you.
I need more time. I need more time, more energy, and less children. And then I wouldn't have anything to scrapbook though. So.
Well, you still have little kids too. I mean, Dexter's little, so give it a little bit. He'll hit like that 10-year-old, 10, 12-year-old and be like, bye bye, Mom.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. And is there anything else?
I don't think so. I think that'll do it for tonight.
All right. I don't remember the date for the next Craftcast, so I'll put that in the description box too.
It'll be somewhere. It'll be somewhere around a month from now. Just you know.
I'm trying
Just
to
play a
stick
little
with
catch-up before bed.
I'm trying to stick with like the last Sunday of the month as much as possible to try to keep a little consistency, but sometimes that just gets messed up with our schedule, so.
Yes,
Anyway.
the little blue thing on the desk is a die cutter.
Yes, this is the Heavy Doodle one.
Anyway.
It's a little. Yeah. Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for more small-sized projects, if you run over to my channel, you'll find a playlist that says Traveler's Notebook Inserts, and you will find a list of close to 100 different videos about scrapbooking in smaller sizes.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
And I have totally thought about doing Traveler's Notebook, but I just don't own one. So maybe that'll be next time we get together.
Okay. Can we do this again? This was super
Absolutely.
fun.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night. Be safe. We'll see you next month.